Ladies and gentlemen, there is a quiet power that walks beside us each day, waiting to be noticed. It asks for no applause, it makes no loud demands, yet when embraced, it lifts the spirit from despair to dignity. That power is gratitude. Not a fleeting thank you tossed into the wind, but a deep and rooted knowing that every breath, every lesson, every sunrise is a gift. We live in a world that often teaches us to want more, chase faster, and feel less. But when we pause, when we breathe, and when we look around with grateful eyes, the ordinary begins to shine. This is not just a campaign. This is a calling to let gratitude rise in you like the morning sun and transform the way you live, love, and walk through this world. There is something mighty about a soul that wakes each morning and chooses to see the light before it sees the clouds. Gratitude is not a favor that life hands you when the world is kind. It is a strength you hold deep within your spirit, a quiet decision made in the stillness of your heart. To recognize the beauty in what is already yours is to hold the keys to joy, even while storms rage outside your window. Gratitude is not a visitor, it is a companion when you welcome it with open arms. Some wait for blessings to pour down like rain before they lift their heads and whisper thanks. But gratitude does not wait for perfect moments. It is born in the humble places where life is messy and uncertain, where answers are few and questions many. The soul that chooses gratitude before comfort walks with dignity. It knows the power of being present, of seeing the miracle in just being here. Life may not always feel fair, but it is always sacred. Gratitude begins when we decide that this moment, no matter how imperfect, deserves our attention and our respect. It does not ignore pain. It does not pretend everything is right, but it finds light in the cracks and sings anyway. Each morning you rise is an invitation to start again. Each breath is a reminder that you are still here and still capable of love, of growth, of giving. That awareness is not small. It is everything. To choose gratitude daily is to reclaim your voice from the grip of despair. It is to rise again and again, even when you have every reason to fold. Gratitude is not weakness, it is bold. It takes courage to look life in the eye and say, I will not be bitter. I will not let this break me. I will see the lesson in it. I will honor the good, even if it is only a flicker. You will see, my friends, that the more you practice this sacred decision, the more your vision clears. Suddenly the small things swell with wonder. The touch of a loved one, the smile of a stranger, the stillness of night, all become treasures. And with time, you begin to rise with peace, knowing you lack nothing that truly matters. That is the richness of a grateful heart. It needs no parade to feel full. So let this be your vow, not for a season, but for a lifetime. To wake each day not with a clenched fist, but with an open hand. To say thank you for what is while still striving for what could be. To plant seeds of appreciation in every step you take, and to trust that what you water will grow. Let gratitude not be your reaction, but your way of being. It will shape you, it will sustain you, it will transform your life. My dear listeners, there is something holy in the spoken word, something ancient, something that echoes long after the sound has faded. When you speak your thankfulness aloud, you are not just offering words. You are releasing healing into the air, into yourself, into the hearts of those who hear you. Gratitude, when voiced, becomes more than a thought. It becomes a balm for wounds you did not even know you carried. Too many of us hold our thank yous inside, tucked away like secrets, waiting for a grand moment to give them breath. But gratitude is not meant to be silent. It longs to be heard. When you speak your appreciation, even for the smallest things, you give honor to life itself. You bless the giver, you lift the weary, you remind the forgotten that they matter. And in doing so, you remind yourself that you are alive and deeply connected to this world. There is a power that moves through you when you look someone in the eye and say, I am grateful for you. Those words can melt walls. They can soften hearts that have grown cold from neglect. Gratitude spoken is love in motion. It is kindness that carries weight. It does not need to be eloquent. It only needs to be real. And real words born from a sincere spirit have the strength to change lives. Do not wait for the perfect setting to express what you feel. Say thank you when your heart stirs. Say it when your eyes meet the morning sun. Say it when a stranger holds the door or when your child laughs without fear. Speak it even in sorrow when your soul is trembling, because sometimes that is when gratitude needs to be heard most. It can carry you through darkness like a lantern held steady by your own breath. Let your thankfulness become your rhythm, your song, your prayer. Speak it at the table. Speak it in your workplace. Speak it over your fears and into your dreams. The world needs your voice. It needs to hear the sound of someone who still believes that life is good even when it is hard. Your gratitude may be the light someone else is waiting for. Do not hide it. Do not silence it. The more you let your gratitude be heard, the more your life will shift. What you speak shapes how you live. It teaches your heart to look for beauty. It teaches your mind to trust the present moment. And it teaches your spirit to rise again and again with dignity. So speak it today. Speak it tomorrow. Speak it until your very presence becomes a thank you walking on 2 feet. Let that be your legacy. My dear listeners, there is no shame in having walked through pain. Every scar tells a story of survival. Every tear holds the memory of a lesson earned through fire. Do not be so quick to wish your past away, for even sorrow, when held with reverence, can teach the heart how to love more deeply. Gratitude is not just for the sweet and easy days. It is for the bitter ones, too, for they have shaped you in ways comfort never could. You see, we often look back at our struggles with a wince as if pain was a mistake. But pain is a teacher, stern yet wise. It digs into the soil of your spirit and plants seeds you do not even know are there. And one day, when the light returns, you will see what has grown from the ground where you once fell. You will find strength where you thought only sorrow lived. That is where gratitude is born. The past cannot be changed, but it can be honored, not by carrying it like a burden, but by using it as a foundation. When you say thank you for what hurt you, you are not saying it was right. You are saying you have risen beyond it. You are saying that it did not destroy your light. And that is a kind of power no one can take from you. That is healing made holy. Let your gratitude reach even into those memories that still ache, not to erase them, but to see them differently. Say thank you for the nights you cried and still got up the next morning. Say thank you for the voices that doubted you, for they made your voice louder. Say thank you for being left behind, because it showed you how to walk on your own. These are not easy thank yous, but they are the ones that make you whole. When you look back with grateful eyes, you break the chains of bitterness. You turn your past into a well of wisdom. No one gets through this life without wounds, but those wounds can be transformed into windows if you let the light of gratitude shine through. You will begin to see how everything has led you here. Every detour, every heartbreak, every delay, all part of a divine unfolding. So do not run from your story. Walk into it with grace. Bring your gratitude with you like a lantern. Let it light up the places you once tried to forget, because there is gold buried in your pain waiting to be found by the one who dares to say thank you. Let that one be you. Let your past become the soil from which a deeper, richer life can grow. My dear listeners, there's a wisdom that speaks not in noise, but in quiet. A truth that waits for us in the silence we so often run from. In a world that moves fast and demands more, stillness becomes a kind of rebellion. It is in this sacred stillness that gratitude rises to the surface, like light breaking through a calm sea. To reflect in silence is to listen to the whisper of your soul. And in that whisper, you will hear how blessed you already are. Too often we chase after joy as if it lives in the next moment, the next prize, the next voice that tells us we are enough. But joy, my friends, has never left your side. It sits patiently waiting for you to notice. And when you stop, truly stop, you begin to see. The breath in your chest, the beat of your heart, the way the light dances on the wall, all of it is a gift. All of it is worth your thanks. Silent reflection is not emptiness. It is fullness waiting to be felt. It is the gentle unveiling of moments we missed while rushing. It is the place where we remember what matters and what never did. In that space, your eyes open to beauty that costs nothing. You begin to thank the ordinary, and in doing so, it becomes extraordinary. There is no greater richness than being awake to your own life. There are answers you have searched for in noise that only silence can give you. There is clarity that comes not in shouting, but in surrender. When you sit with yourself and listen, truly listen, you hear the voice that has always known the way. And that voice will show you how much you have been given, not in wealth, not in applause, but in presence, in purpose, in breath. That is enough. That is everything. The practice of silent reflection does not ask for hours. It only asks for presence. A few moments at dawn, a pause before the day begins, a breath before the next word. And in those moments, you build a habit of seeing. You learn to recognize the hand of grace in every corner of your day, and the more you see it, the more grateful you become. Gratitude grows in still waters. So take time each day to turn inward, to close your eyes, not in sleep, but in reverence, to be still, and to know that life itself is the gift. Let silence become your teacher and gratitude your song. You will come to understand that even in the quiet, you are never alone. The presence of gratitude will rise within you and guide your steps with gentleness and strength. Let it transform the way you live. My dear listeners, there is a grace in the act of giving thanks to others, a sacred kindness that reaches beyond manners and into the marrow of what it means to be human. When you offer gratitude to another soul, you are saying, I see you. I honor the light in you. You are not invisible. In a world that so often forgets to look up, to acknowledge, to truly connect, gratitude becomes a bridge between hearts. We live among people carrying burdens we cannot see. A smile may cover sorrow. Laughter may hide exhaustion. But when you pause and thank someone for simply being who they are or for something they have done, you speak to the part of them that is weary and waiting. You remind them that their effort matters, that their presence is not overlooked, that someone noticed the quiet good they bring to the world. Gratitude given to others is not weakness. It is strength clothed in humility. It takes courage to step outside of your own needs and speak words that lift. And when you do, you invite healing into places words rarely touch. It does not cost anything to say thank you, but it is priceless in what it gives. A word of appreciation can be the spark that reignites a fading spirit. It can be the thread that ties broken pieces together again. We must learn to say thank you, not only for grand gestures, but for the everyday mercies, for the hand that held the door, for the friend who answered the call, for the stranger who offered kindness without asking for anything in return. When we become generous with our gratitude, the world begins to soften. The harshness fades, and we begin to see one another not as strangers, but as sacred mirrors. There is something transformative about making gratitude your daily offering to others. It humbles the ego and lifts the soul. It turns comparison into compassion. It turns isolation into belonging, that who they are is valued. Let your gratitude be the seed that blooms connection. So I urge you, do not keep your thanks to yourself. Speak it, share it. Let it be seen in your eyes and heard in your voice. Let your presence become a blessing. When you extend gratitude to others, you are not just giving love, you are becoming it. And in doing so, you make this world a little softer, a little brighter, a little more like home. Let that be the way you walk through this, my dear listeners. There is a difference between living by mood and living by purpose. Moods shift with the weather. They rise with good news and fall with sorrow. But purpose is steady. It is the quiet flame that burns through both joy and struggle. When you let gratitude guide your purpose, you begin to live from a deeper place. You are no longer waiting for happiness to find you. You are building a life rooted in meaning. Gratitude is not a decoration for the good days. It is the compass that keeps you true when life feels unkind. And when you let it guide your purpose, you walk with a knowing that each moment holds value, not because it is perfect, but because you are present within it. You begin to choose not just what feels good, but what feels right. And in that choice, you grow into the person you were always meant to be. A grateful heart does not chase after what the world says is success. It seeks what is lasting. It asks, how can I serve? How can I love better? How can I leave this place gentler than I found it? Gratitude shifts your focus from self to soul, from taking to giving, from complaining to contributing. That is the kind of shift that changes families, changes communities, changes lives. Purpose guided by gratitude is not loud. It does not need praise. It shows up in the way you greet the morning, in the way you listen, in the way you give without expecting return. It is steady and sacred. It is not swayed by every wind, because it remembers that life is a gift and each day a chance to honor it. When you live like that, even the hard days become meaningful. There will be moments when doubt visits, when your steps feel heavy and the road ahead seems unclear. That is when gratitude becomes your map. Look around, look within. Count not just your blessings, but the ways you have been a blessing, and you will find your path again. You will remember that you are not here to simply exist. You are here to shine, to serve, to rise. Let gratitude be the voice that speaks through every choice you make. Let it be the reason you stay kind when anger tempts you. Let it be the fire that fuels your dreams when fear whispers. When you live with purpose grounded in gratitude, you become unshakable. You live not just for the applause, but for the impact. And that, my dear listeners, is a life well lived. My dear listeners, you have walked with me through the quiet power of gratitude, through the choice to see beauty in the everyday, to speak thankfulness aloud, to honor your past, to pause in silence, to uplift others, and to live with purpose shaped by grace. This is more than a speech. It is a path, a way of being, a light you carry forward into the world. Let gratitude not be a moment, but a movement within you. Let it rise in your words, your actions, your very breath. For when you live in gratitude, you do not just survive, you shine. Thank you for opening your heart. Thank you for listening with your soul. And as you go forth, may life meet you with kindness. May your spirit stay strong. And may gratitude lead you to every good and necessary thing. Good luck on your journey. And thank you from the depths of my heart.